welcome to our ninth seminar for practical AI tools for tourism businesses. This is currently ninth seminar for the project, and we will delve into big data and artificial intelligence. We hope that you will have an idea and you will learn how to use AI as your business assistant to handle marketing, sales, and daily tasks, how to create social media posts and blog content without spending hours writing, and how to set up an automated chat assistant on your website that helps you and works around the clock, simple techniques to write personal emails that make your customers feel special and understood, and the practical budget-friendly plan to start using these tools right away while following the European Union's registration and rules. Our trainer today is Yolts Magyari. He's a software engineer who approaches his work as a problem solver. He specializes in addressing business challenges through technological solutions with a strong focus on creating meaningful impact for his customers. With extensive experience across multiple industries, including tourism, education, financial tech, and healthcare, Jolts has developed a deep understanding of how businesses operate and how technology can be leveraged to drive meaningful improvements. His diverse background enables him to bridge the gap between complex technical capabilities and practical business needs. Thank you again, Jolts, for being with us today. We are looking forward to your training, and the floor is yours.
Heard quite a lot about this topic, about AI. You have been hearing about ChatGPT, about large language models, image generation, all that kind of stuff in the last few years. AI has been with us for quite a while, but it has started becoming mainstream and quite disruptive in the last few years. And being a software engineer, as Ebru has mentioned, and a consultant, one of my main jobs and my passion is to keep up with technology, and AI has always been on my list. I've invested a lot of time learning about AI even before ChatGPT, and now, of course, post ChatGPT, I am investing even more time in trying to just leverage this technology as much as possible. I have about like more than 10 years in the industry, so I have worked in quite a lot of sectors, including tourism, which is really helpful for me to know how tourism businesses work, from small to large scale businesses. I did have more to do with large scale businesses, but I did learn about small scale as well. So hopefully we can find a good common ground here. And I I know most people are, but I'm also really a travel addict and I really like traveling and just learning about new things. So I have learned a lot about travel and the industry by traveling and by communicating with people who are working as business owners in this industry. So I'm hoping to leverage this experience and yeah, share it with you. And hopefully by the end of today's webinar, you will go away with at least a few new ideas that you can learn. Going back to the presentation, I want to talk about this topic as like from the perspective of two protagonists. One is David, who is, yeah, as you can see, quite a bit panicked. He's a hotel owner, but he is full of paperwork, full of deadlines. He has to answer lots of emails all of the time. Basically, he is panicked all of the time. He wants to just make his work more efficient, but because of the many things he has, he can't make it more efficient. He works 60 hours a day and he doesn't know if he can hire someone to help him with the administrative stuff, but who to hire, what his goals are. Um, it's just hard to manage. And then we have Mariah, who is using AI tools that are already currently available, and she just has a lot more time on her hands. She can just um, spend her time on what she actually wants, on growing the business, on like doing really important things, and not just doing the mundane work of responding to emails, of checking reviews, of trying to learn about their customers. So she can really spend time on what really matters. Um, I hope that by the end of the day, even if you have used AI until now, I will show you enough information so that you can get even closer to how Mariah lives. Um, okay, so I want to talk about a few main topics or pillars that I'm pretty sure most of you know make a successful business in general, but yeah, mostly in the tourism sector. Marketing and sales, as you have mentioned, all of you, I think everyone has problems with that and everyone wants to be more seen. And now in the last few years with all of these AI tools and everything, it's even harder to stand out. So I'm hoping that some of the previous webinars that you have been already help with that, but seeing that you are still interested in marketing, I'm hoping that I can still show you a few more tools in that, and I'll help you hire AI as your marketer so that they can write your social media posts and everything related to that. Customer service, which I did see mentioned in some cases, but maybe not as much as I would have expected. But hopefully, this will also be helpful. I did see customers mentioned, so maybe you were thinking of this part as well. I think customer service and experience is really important as well, and AI can help a lot in that. So it can handle 80 to 90% of that work. Core product and experience is also important, what you are giving to the people and how they experience it when um, they take part in your whatever your business is, or they use your accommodation or they take part in your tours or whatever, and operations, daily operations, which is also sometimes hard to go through, lots of paperwork, lots of things to solve there. I've seen that not many people have wanted AI to solve their operational and paperwork stuff, but I think it can also help a lot there. Um, okay, so the first demo I've prepared is, let me just set the stage a bit. So we will have a few demos that are live, which is always a bit risky, but we will try that. But some of them are really hard to demonstrate if you don't have a business in that area. And given that I don't have a touristic business, it's hard to demonstrate with my own. So I just took some screenshots and some recordings and I will talk through them. This first topic, I won't go into too much, I think, because I see that not many of you are from the hotel or accommodation sector. Maybe a few of you who didn't respond, but still, I think this can be helpful, or tools like this can be helpful for all kinds of businesses. So, one of the big things in AI, and even before ChatGPT, is about how it learns from lots of data. It is called big data. You might have heard about it. And big data is super important if you just want to learn about things around you and you don't want to go through billions of or millions of lines of spreadsheets and everything. And maybe this demo is more focused on accommodations, but yeah, just stay with me and hopefully you can learn for other sectors as well. So this is David who has a spreadsheet with all of his rooms and he is trying to just, I don't know, sit at the beginning of every month, look through the spreadsheet, try to price his rooms. He is confused by like all of these numbers. Are there even events around him? that month, or are there maybe some kind of vacations that might increase demand? Um, how does he price the rooms? Like, it's usually just guesswork, trying to look at competition, trying to see how they change prices, but usually it's just, I don't know, going with the base price, and then if you remember that, okay, there's an event or there's something on one of the weekends, then yeah, you can increase the price. Same for accommodations and everything. Um, Now, what is the solution to this? If you want to, like, there are many solutions that can help you instead of spending tens of hours each month on pricing and thinking about these issues, and just free up your time and also increase your revenue, because these tools have managed, like, from data that I have read, these tools have managed to help businesses increase their revenue by about 10 to 20% at least, which is, I think, an amazing return on investment. Uh, so there are a few tools called dynamic pricing systems or revenue management systems. As I said, these examples are more for the accommodation industry, but there are quite similar ones, I think, to events, to attractions, to all that kind of stuff. So just to go through an example of what a tool like this, an AI tool, a big data tool, can do to the accommodation industry. So you have, I don't know, a tool like Room Price Genie, which helps you have a month uh, in front of you, and you can just set the base price that you want. You can also set like minimum and maximum prices, and then what it will do is that from data of previous years, learning from previous years and learning from other uh, data. Basically, what they are doing is they are looking through booking.com, Google, through all these kinds of services, and trying to match prices that are similar in your location and in your area, and they are trying to compare your accommodation to the ones around you. Um, Once you set a minimum and maximum price, it will try to figure out based on, I don't know, if there are some school vacations here, or maybe this is just the weekend and it's an area which is really frequented in the weekend. You can see that the prices are getting increased on the weekend in these cases. Um, Also, what they can help you with, as I said, they look around, but if you see this, they have basically added, it automatically checks for things, and it sees that, okay, maybe other hotels are getting more sold out, and then it adds more to the base price because it seems that maybe there is more demand in that area for that given weekend. Um, but what's the really nice part is that it can be so automated and dynamic that it even has things like surge pricing. And what that means is that maybe you are not aware, or even the AI is not aware of what, maybe there's a big concert or something, or maybe there is a big event in that city, but you might have not heard about it somehow. But what this tool does, is basically it just starts it looks at your bookings and it sees if, okay, there's a surge event, like maybe there are more bookings for a given date than expected, then it can just dynamically increase the price until it goes to a price where you actually are a lot more profitable with it. It's a bit shady, but it is really useful for you as a business owner. It does things like, I don't know, it is pretty similar to what um, like flying companies do. You probably notice that the more you visit or the later you try to book for something, the price is higher. And this is something that can be the same for attractions, for accommodations, and for all these kinds of things. But there is an AI tool which can do this for you pretty cheaply. So before, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, if you wanted to do this, you would have probably needed to hire, I don't know, a bunch of engineers who would try to figure out an algorithm that can do this for you. But now there are just tools that you can use this for, I don't know, 50 or 100 euros per month, and it just does all of this for you. Um, So yeah, that was the topic about the pricing things. I'm happy if you ask any questions. I can also answer at the let me see if there are any questions. I can also answer at the end of each topic, but I can also answer at the end if you are fine with that. So, marketing and the whole marketing topic. This is going to be a live demo, and this is more about generating marketing ideas and more about like social media posts. So I think most of you, if you have asked for help from AI in the marketing part, you might be quite familiar with this screen where you just stand behind an empty Microsoft Word document and just, I don't know, you run out of ideas, you're not in a creative mood, you're just looking for something to, I don't know, to help you. Given that most of you have used ChatGPT, it's nice to hear that, and hopefully this is not you anymore. You're closer to Mariah than David in this this topic. But I'm still hoping to be able to just help you a bit with it. So let's say that I will try to move here. So let's say that you I'm just thinking whether I can think of a topic about attractions, but I think it's pretty similar for all cases. What I was thinking is, again, on the accommodation or maybe a restaurant side, but let's say you have a package in whatever you have. I do this for a hotel, but if you can swap it to some kind of an attraction or some kind of tour package or anything, it's pretty easy to do that. Um, so let's say you were an owner of a small business in a family hotel in, I think there are many people from Greece, maybe in Thessaloniki or Halkidiki. So let's say to the AI that you are a social media manager for a small family-run business in Halkidiki. Um, Maybe you have just launched it's after season. I have launched after season, I don't know, romantic package for couples uh, offer, and maybe you just want to announce it to your customers. So you want to do maybe a Facebook post about it. Um, let's say, please write 100 word, uh, let's say, exciting and slightly funny 100 word Facebook post announcing the package, and maybe add the call to action. So ChatGPT should be pretty fast in this one. As you can see, it has already created one for us. Escape to Halkidiki this after season and fall in love all over again. Our romantic package for couples is officially live, perfect for those who prefer sunsets without crowds and romance without distractions. Think cozy seaside walks, breakfast surprises, and moments feel like in a movie. whether you're celebrating something special or just need a little us time, we got you covered. So it's a pretty decent one. Um, I'm pretty sure that most of you have been experimenting with this kind of stuff. Not sure how deep you went with all of this, but let's take it a step further. I think this is more than enough to just, I don't know, use for a Facebook post, but maybe I want to have an Instagram post as well. But Instagram posts tend to be um, shorter. And maybe you want to also make sure that you have a few relevant hashtags. As you can see, it has condensed it quite a lot. The message is basically the same, but yeah, it has just made it shorter and added quite a few relevant hashtags. But maybe you also, I don't know, in these times, it's also important to be present in on many platforms. So maybe you have a website and maybe you want to add the blog post about it, and because you just want search engines to find you as well, and maybe you want to write a blog post about it, but just writing a blog post about an offer, maybe it's not that amazing. But if you also write about, I don't know, um, create a blog post about attractions that you can see in Halkidiki in that time of the period, then I think it's also ChatGPT can be super helpful in that. So let's say now write I don't know, 500-word blog post about, I don't know, the five or let's say seven most romantic things for couples in Halkidiki for a weekend, let's say. And then it will still keep it to the same topic, but it will just add a few more examples. If you can see, it also added traditional villages like Afitos, Nikiti, um, and gave us quite a few good ideas. So the main point is that I would still recommend, if you have the possibility, to hire a marketing or social media manager. But if you don't have the possibility or budget for that, or you want to help your social media manager with being more productive, AI can help you with giving quite a lot of good ideas. I'm not a fan of just, I don't know, taking these ideas and just posting them directly. You can play around with them, you can play around with the wording. It's a good starting point most of the time, but it is a huge tool that you can use. And maybe if we're still at this topic, what you can do is, I think I don't have a Canva login here. I'm pretty sure you have heard about Canva as well from maybe some of the previous webinars. Um, Basically, you can take something like this and add it to Canva, and it can help you generate an image from that. So maybe a poster or something. Let's try what ChatGPT does. Might not be amazing, but it can help you generate a poster for this romantic getaway package that highlights the seaside. And you can also, even if you have an image of your hotel, you can just add it here, and it can basically add that hotel into the poster or modify things for you as you'd like. Um, so yeah, can that highlights the seaside, and uh, and a small family hotel. And it should be able to generate an image pretty soon. It is a bit slow, so I can actually try with Gemini. I do recommend using Gemini for this because it is a lot better, but ChatGPT is not bad at all. So if you don't know about Gemini in the meantime, it's Google's similar AI to ChatGPT, but it's a lot better at creating and editing images. I will show that as well in a second. Let's see if ChatGPT is doing something. Nope. Even if I'm on the pro version, it's not helping me today. But let's see if I copy this. Okay, it's starting to do something super slow. What I want to show you in the meantime about Gemini. So Gemini has this create image, which has, I will also zoom this in, sorry. Might have.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it has this create image, or here it has this create images functionality, which if you enable, it enables their latest image model, which is really great at editing images. So even at generating, but for editing images, it's an amazing one. So okay, it has generated a pretty good one. From this point on, you can maybe even take it into Canva, or you can just use it as an inspiration, but it can, like, if you look at this, it can already help you a lot. Let's just try to download this. Okay, and add it to Gemini. So this is the one. Uh, please add the text any weekend in October to the image. And then hopefully it will be faster. I'm not sure why it's not faster because it usually is, but of course it's a live demo and it's slowing down now. But it was pretty fast. It's not amazing at first, but you can move the book, your escape text a bit more to the bottom and make it smaller. Uh, so this is also a good, really good point of just starting to generate stuff. It will not be as professional as what a marketing or social media manager will do for you. There are things to improve, of course, but it's a really good starting point on just coming up with ideas. And maybe even if it's okay for you, you can just post whatever these tools help you with. So I really recommend trying these out if you haven't, or these kinds of functionalities, because what they are great at is just moving things around, moving words around, and playing with these things. So if I go back to my presentation, um, regarding this whole marketing part. As I mentioned, ChatGPT, Gemini, there's also Claude, which is really helpful. But if you get used to ChatGPT or Gemini, it's more than enough, I think. But what they can also be useful for is, as I told you, image enhancement, image generation, and even finding your audience. Let me just show you one more demo of, I don't know, what you can use Gemini for by the image editing. So maybe you have some kind of a place, either a restaurant or a hotel, or you can have maybe some kind of attraction that is really nice to visit, but you don't necessarily have the budget to hire a professional photographer. Phones these days can take pretty good images, but it's really far from what the professional photographer can give you with lighting and the composition of the image and all of that. So maybe you have, I don't know, I've prepared an image with a room that is not really well lighted. Let me see if I can open it. You will see it in a larger format in a second. But maybe just let's say to Gemini, can you please improve the lighting angle and make the colors pop a bit? This should look like image shot by a professional photographer. Let's see, let's specify a bit. Let's say make it brighter in the dark areas. This should look like an image shot by a professional photographer, and it should look nice on a booking page. Okay, so I'll open this image until now. So if you can see, it's kind of blurry, noisy, it's dark. It seems like the room is quite okay. So it's not like it's a bad room or it looks bad or anything, but the photo is not really helping it. So if you have, you would have hired a professional photographer, I'm pretty sure that when someone would look at this image, they will be a lot more excited and it would look really a lot nicer. And what it did is just pretty subtle changes, but it already looks a lot more lighted. But let's see, can you please make it even more brighter and make the colors pop even more? Sometimes you just have to prompt it a bit more. Make the dark areas in the left side of the image lot more brighter. You just have to prompt it a few times because, as I've seen a Gemini, it doesn't want to exaggerate a lot. So at the beginning, it may be, yeah, so this is a lot better and it's not as blurry anymore. And if you compare it to this one, like it's subtle changes, but there's quite a lot of difference. And maybe if you want to make these colors, make the, I don't know, color of the couch and carpet more vibrant. So basically what this can help you, even if you have, I don't know, a plate of food that you have photographed or an attraction or anything, is just to make it just a little bit nicer and make sure that when you upload those images somewhere, they look good enough and they look like they were made by a professional photographer. So if you compare this image, which is dark and blurry and the colors are not so amazing, this is already a lot better. So if you see the lighting and everything, and it hasn't changed any of the details. It has just changed like any of the structures or anything. It has just changed the lighting and that kind of stuff around. So yeah, I really recommend you trying this out. Um, so going back to the presentation, um, another demo that I want to go in, this is basically the second pillar that we have talked about is customer service. So maybe you have problems with answering to a bunch of emails. Maybe if you have some kind of activity or attraction, you have an activity and people want to ask if they can bring their children, or they want to ask if they can bring their pets, or if they can leave their bag somewhere. Uh, there's just a bunch of emails and WhatsApp messages and everything that you can imagine, and you just have to respond constantly. Maybe you even have to hire someone to do this for you because otherwise you can just, I don't know, be like David and stay at 1 a.m. with your phone in your hand because you don't want to miss any messages and you don't want to miss a booking because of that. Um, so you have as you can see, maybe you have 99 other messages that you have to respond to, and yeah, it's really hard to keep up with this. Maybe you have unanswered, you leave some of them unanswered, and then you can potentially lose customers. Even when you have already booked that customer, they can still leave if you are not responsive enough in your actions. So there are lots of tools now which are really good at this. So this is in our time now. These tools, which are called automated AI communication hubs, they can help you with. So basically, what they can do is you can give them your knowledge. You can write a document or a few documents about your accommodation, your attraction. Do you accept kids? Do you, I don't know, accept pets? Do you, as I said, do you have parking? Can you leave your luggage somewhere? You can teach the AI with this kind of information, and it will just happily respond to all of that in your place. But these tools also give you the solution that if, I don't know, if in some cases someone asks a question that the AI doesn't know, it can redirect you to a human being, which is really, really nice. Um, I want to show a live demo for this, but because I found some of them. So this is HiGiffy, which is basically a tool that I've just told you about. It's mostly for hotels, but there are other tools that are great for other things like attractions, activities, restaurants as well. But this demo is about hotels. So if I enter this website, which is the site of a hotel, you can see that they have this icon here. And I can just ask, do you accept pets? And it should work. Yeah. So the AI is thinking they have more properties, so I have to select one. I will select this one. Let me, in the meantime, zoom in a bit. This as well. Okay, yeah, so pets are allowed with a surcharge of 20 euros per night. Okay, that sounds good. Uh, do you have parking, maybe? Do they have parking? So you can just, your customer can just ask from your chatbot. This is, as I said, applicable to activities as well, or any other kinds of tourism related thing. Okay, so they have quite a detailed answer here. So if you give it images as well that it can learn from, yes, there is a public parking lot. Guests can park their car for 3 euros per hour, or 21 for 24 hours, which is nice. They gave us quite a lot of details of where I can find it. Let's say, okay, they accept pets. When is your first available weekend for 2 adults and 1 pet? Maybe at this point I am convinced. I like the hotel. I've done my research and I'm happy with it. So I think, yeah, it already gave me this. So I think it means that this weekend is okay. And once you confirm, it can already help you with the booking. So these are really nice. And as I said, these can be adapted quite easily to any kind of other tourism related activity or almost any kind of business, actually. And what's even nicer is that they allow multi-language support, which is, let's try. This is, I think, in Germany, so I'm pretty sure it can speak German. And let's see, it's thinking a bit. Yes, it can speak German, so that's pretty nice. We can also chat to it in multiple languages. So if you consider this, even from a customer standpoint, that they can have such a smart, let's say, AI that they can chat to, not the old ones that basically if you didn't ask the question exactly as it expected, it would have answered some random things. This one just gives you the information that you need and helps the customers resolve 80 to 90% of their problems. Maybe there's that 10% where you do want to speak to a person, but in that case, I think let's change the language back to English. Can I speak to a human? Let's see if they support this. I know that these tools usually do, but yeah, okay. As you said, you can just fill out your details, and then it will transfer the message to a human. So these tools, I think, can be super useful for any kind of business in the tourism sector. If you just have a website, you can use one of these tools that I mentioned, and they will basically, if you book a demo, they will just help you guide through all of the setup steps, and they will, yeah, basically help you set up your own AI agent that can help you with this. So, as I said, I think these two are the most famous, HiGPhy and TDO, but feel free to just look around and maybe ask your existing partners if they know about any tools like this, because they are starting to become quite a lot more common. Okay, so one more thing about the customer service pillar. A big issue I think that most of you face is that you have lots of reviews all around the place. You have Google reviews, you have Booking.com or TripAdvisor reviews, and you just don't know how to make sense of all of it. You just have to read through a lots of reviews. But of course, it depends. If you have 5 to 10 reviews, maybe a week, you can go through each of them and respond individually. But it still gathers a lot, and there's lots of data that is going to be gathered in a year or in multiple years, and it's sometimes hard to just really grasp the main point of those reviews, of what you are really good at, what everyone likes about your service, and what everyone maybe is not so happy with your service. So other than just going through these things manually, there are tools that solve this problem. So what they do is one thing. For the very first thing, they collect everything in a single dashboard. So this is just a simple thing. It doesn't matter if it comes from Google or Booking, or if it comes from TripAdvisor, you will see everything in one place. You can just access it and see all of the information. It's nice, but it's not necessarily super helpful. The helpful parts come from this. So maybe you have different topics. I don't know, back to a hotel, or I don't know, if you go to activities, because that was also one of the main topics that you have had, is maybe you want to see how people feel about customer communication, or how they feel about the guides in your attraction. So what you can do is you can just check these tools. They read through all of your reviews, and they check how the sentiment towards that thing is and how it progresses. So I don't know, maybe you hired a new guide who takes people on a rafting tour or something. And you see that in the last few weeks, reviews have been dropping about guides. Then that might make you think a bit about, okay, what has changed in the last couple of weeks? Why reviews have been dropping in that? And basically this will alert you to that problem. Same thing about, I don't know, cleanliness, or if you have breakfast at your hotel and people are not happy with that. So this AI can help you focus on the parts that are most mentioned throughout the app. And I think this dashboard also helps a lot. So maybe it's not, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. So what this does is basically it categorizes all of your all of the parts of your business and how they are reviewed. So maybe by this dashboard, you can see that most people are pretty negative about how your rooms look. Okay, maybe that's something more expensive to fix. It's hard to fix that, but if they have problems with your cleanliness, maybe that's something that you can fix faster. Or maybe there's something with the bathroom, and then you can go into the reviews and check that. So it's really nice to have these kinds of this is again about big data and about uh, trying to just get the most important things out of your data. Um, so what this helps is, yeah, as you see, there are many categories here, and you get a sentiment score, and basically you know that okay, everyone loves the design and the comfort of your hotel, but maybe they don't like the cleanliness as much, and you know that you can focus on that. And same, you can use similar things for activities. That maybe they like the activities themselves, they like the setting, they like, I don't know, the services in general, but maybe they are not happy with the guides. And you can just know what to focus on in maybe trying to improve your business and improve your reviews. Um, Cool. So other things with the customer service part is that there are lots of tools that can help you. So like I'm not sure if you have tried live translation recently, but what Google Translate can help you, they have now have a conversational mode, which means that you can set two languages, and as you start discussing, basically it recognizes the two different voices and it translates almost instantly in speech. So this is also something that you can maybe teach your front desk, or maybe you can teach your the people who are handling the direct communication with your clients, that even if there's a language barrier, and given that we're in Europe, that happens lots of times, that they can just use these live translation tools. I think I tried using them recently, and I'm not saying that they are perfect, but they are pretty close to being really good. Like I think it most of the times and in most conversation it can be super helpful, mostly like in these travel related contexts. And also there are tools that can help you with upselling as well. So like some of these other tools that we have mentioned, even the chatbots, like they can help you if they see that the clients are interested in some area, or they ask questions about an area, they can redirect them to maybe some of your other branches of business. Um, okay, let's talk. I think we don't have too much time left, so I think this is one of the topics that maybe is not as important if you are not in the hotel industry. So basically, what I wanted to just show that there are tools that can help you know your client better, mostly for returning customers. I think maybe it can be helpful in other industries as well, but if you have returning customers, there are basically currently what you see when you get a booking from someone is that just Jane Smith is coming to you, and yeah, when they come to you, they you just even if she has been here with you 10 times, if you don't know more about her, then you are probably not going to personalize her visit, and they will just feel like one of the many guests. But if you use one of these tools, then which I will, yeah, show in a second, they can have these tools can help you generate from the data that you already have from that customer. They can help you generate something customized for them. So by the time they arrive to you, you can see that, okay, this is her fifth stay. She likes, I don't know what kind of room she likes. She mentioned somewhere in the reviews or something that she loved the local red wine. And she added to the booking that she's celebrating her 10th anniversary. And when she comes for check-in, the front desk will already know about all of this info, and they will try to personalize and make the check-in more engaging. There are tools that can help with this. You can just go through. I really recommend Duvet, which is really simple, and Muse is like a larger system that has this functionality. I think you can just explore this by yourselves, given that this is not one of the main topics that you might have been interested in. I'll go to the next one. Anticipating problems is something that also AI can help with, but it's not just about AI, it's about tools. Um, let's take, like, it's easier for maybe a restaurant. So if you have a restaurant and I don't know, you have a huge walk-in freezer or something, and maybe that freezer isn't so smart, and if something breaks, how do you find out in time without losing a lot of meat and a lot of resources that you have, losing them to maybe the freezer melts and everything just goes bad? There are lots of intelligent sensors and tools that combined with AI and combined with how combined with all of this data, they can help you anticipate some of the problems. So maybe if David goes someday into his freezer and in the morning he sees this, he gets panicked a lot. He sees that everything has gone bad. And yeah, it's a few thousand euros of, I don't know, waste basically, and things that have gone bad. But what can help in this are sensors from some some really specialized companies in this. What they do basically is they just check all of the time that everything is okay. So it is you just have to install these things. It's like magic in the background. The only time you have to worry about it is if, I don't know, you get a notification on your phone from these devices. What they can do is that, okay, they can sense that maybe the freezer, you have a minus 18 degrees general temperature there, but maybe you see that, okay, the sensor sees that it's going up and it alerts you very fast, and hopefully you can just call your maintenance guy even before the problem happens. Also, some other things that they have is, let's say there are these small humidity sensors or even leakage sensors. So what you can do is, maybe if you have a boiler or something, you can just add one of these small sensors below it. And if anything is spilling there, if there's any water collecting, you can also get a notification. Or there are vibration sensors, which are really, like, again, really small things that you can add to, I don't know, an AC. Yeah, so you can add it to an AC. Um, for example, if your AC is this sensor learns how your AC vibrates, and then if something changes there, so basically something starts going bad, it can sense it even before, I don't know, maybe a screw or something is starting to get loose. It can sense it even before the main problem happens, and you can anticipate it and not lose reviews on that. So one of these companies that do this is Monit, but Upkeep and maybe even local smart building providers can help you with this thing. Uh, One thing that might be really important, and I didn't prepare a demo for that, but I think for you attraction providers or activity providers, is a custom local guide or concierge, which, if you have a lot of knowledge about these areas, you can use a similar tool like I've mentioned with the customer experience AI, which you can upload your knowledge to and provide that to your customers. So basically, they could just scan a QR code or something and ask that AI about anything, and it would respond probably as you would with your information. I'm happy to go into that if you want later or in a Q&A session, but I just wanted to mention that maybe it's good for looking it up. And for an idea, I think you could just visit this one, which can custom GPT, which can help you like share your knowledge and give a lot of feedback on that. And I mean, sorry, just give the right answers to people based on their questions. Um, okay, and one more thing, I think this is the one that might still be really helpful for you. So I think as I have already seen, most of you have used ChatGPT, but maybe I can help you using it a bit. Uh, sorry, a bit more in these cases. So if you have lots of, I don't know, emails which you want to respond to or reviews that even if it's a bad review, something like, let's say, someone sends you a message like this. Avoid 1 star, staff was rude, breakfast was cold, it's a ripoff. So basically, we all dread this. We don't want to see, don't want to wake up to a review like this or Steph was rude. Let's maybe do it for an attraction. The guide was horrible, unpleasant, and rude. He didn't help us understand the basics of rafting. A shame because the canyon was amazing. So if you wake up to an email like this, you can just tell ChatGPT to please answer this review. Yeah, it's going to be, yeah, make it shorter. So it's going to feel okay, but it's still pretty robotic. So hi there, we're sorry to hear about your experience, your feedback about the guide and stuff, blah, blah, blah. So it feels like an okay response, at least you responded something, but it doesn't seem too personalized and it feels robotic. So I think the person would know that this is AI. So maybe if you want to direct it a bit more, you can do something like you are, let's say, a firm, professional, how do you say it, empathetic, um, I don't know, manager. Let's say, right, you reply to this review using, let's say, using these main ideas. Okay, first, um, apologize for the guide being rude. They were stepping in place of your usual guides. Maybe they were there just for, I don't know, really taking the place of someone for state that this is not our standard and we hold our guides and bring them to a high standard. And let's say something like invite them personally for a new experience and let them contact, I don't know, Mariah at attraction or rafting. And let's see how it does now. Okay, so this seems like a lot better. It's concise. Sometimes you write this a lot more than how long the text is. But the main issue is that if you get some of these prompts are basically repeatable. So if you experiment a bit and you try to collect personally a set of prompts that are helpful, then you can just, I don't know, copy paste the new message, and then all of the time it will respond in the same language or in the same vocabulary. You can tune this as much as you like, make it a bit longer and more empathetic, and you can just tune it as far as you like. Cool. So, I think that is the main point. So basically, whenever you have any kinds of issues that you don't want to, you get angry mails or angry reviews and that kind of stuff where you don't want to maybe anger the person or the customer even more, or you don't want uh, other people to just see that you have behaved unprofessionally, even if, I don't know, the customer may be exaggerating, but there's a saying in business that the customer is always right. So you have to just try to answer to them. Even if it angers you, you have to answer to them in a calmer way. And maybe in some cases, ChatGPT or Gemini can help you keep your calm more than you would have done yourself. So I think other than this, so some of these tools that we have already mentioned can help you with a lot of automation on bureaucracy, on GDPR. I didn't go into staff scheduling because that's also a topic on its own, but just so you know, there are lots of AI tools that can already do that, and you can just add your rules, you can add your preferences, the staff preferences, and they can basically schedule your whole scheduling for a week or so. So it's there are also super useful tools in that part. What I would like for you to follow up a bit is a short action plan, is to start today with ChatGPT or Gemini, spend about 10 minutes with some of the ideas that you might have got from this webinar. I know that most of you have used these, but maybe try to use it for different things than you have done until now. Something maybe I gave you one or two ideas, but also try to just adapt those to your business needs. Step two, maybe that you can do this week or like next week, is to, if you have these kinds of vendors or third parties that you are using, just contact them to see if they have any kind of AI automation tools. Because maybe you have, I don't know, if you have a restaurant, you have a management system that manages the inventory and all that kind of things. Just ask your vendor if they have or if they are planning to introduce any kind of AI tools that can help you manage your inventory better, or if you have attractions, if you have a tool that manages the bookings, if that tool has some kinds of AI tools that can predict demand, for example. So there are lots of things that you maybe don't know, and some of these tools already have some of these things implemented. And also, step three is to pick your biggest problem. As you said, for most of you, it is marketing. Then commit, even if there's nothing to market necessarily, just brainstorm a bit with AI. Commit to using Gen AI like ChatGPT or Gemini demos for, I don't know, 10 minutes each day. If it is emails, or if it is like customer responses or that kind of stuff, just book a trial of Hi Jeffy or one of the tools that I've mentioned, and just try it out. Upload your knowledge about that things and just, I don't know, try it out. Even if you don't add it to your website, you will have the option to just chat with it yourself and just put all these kinds of questions to it. And if you feel that it's helpful, you can just later add it to your website and see how it helps with your customer retention and responding to customers. And if it is with pricing, then you can book a demo with a similar tool like Room Price Genie. You can look for revenue management systems, but for other topics as well. So the one that I've shown, as I said, it's more about hotels, but if you want to look for other topics, you can just find for most of these. So even for activities or for restaurants, you can find something pretty similar. Um, okay, I think that's mostly it from me. I've just on time, I think. And if you ever want to contact me, there were lots of information here. So I think this could have been like 10 different presentations with how many tools there are currently in this AI landscape. So I wanted to rush through most of them so that you at least hear about these options and you know what you want to follow up next. But if there is anything that has really caught your attention and you want to learn more about it, and you are not feeling confident enough by yourself or by using Google and ChatGPT to just find out about these things, I'm really happy to chat with any one of you. You can contact me on this email, you can contact me on LinkedIn. Uh, and I am really happy to just chat about anything and even help you get more detailed information about these things. Um, Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jolt, for your really detailed presentation. And thank you, our participants, for your participation. We have a question from Sofia Deliopoulou. How can we decide which LLM to use per use case and problem?
Okay, so this is a very good point. I think um, now in 2025, November, most of these LLMs are pretty similar. So there is not a huge knowledge gap. And the thing is that all of these can also search for recent information. So it's not like it was, I don't know, a year or two ago that most of these had different knowledge cutoff dates and they had different knowledge. I think um, what you can try, let me just go back to uh, ChatGPT and Gemini. So here you have, like for example, in ChatGPT, you have this kind of selection. I think it's the easier if you go with auto, while in Gemini there is the Pro version, so 2.5 Pro. What I would do in most scenarios, and what I actually do in most scenarios that are not related to coding, so that are related maybe to marketing or brainstorming, is just ask both of them with the same prompt. Uh, then you can already start to see which one answers better, which one do you like, because what they are doing is they are trying to predict like what you want to hear. This is why they sometimes hallucinate as well. But what's important is that they give probably different answers, and then you can proceed with the thread on the one that you like. Gemini, if you use Gemini for most things, I would recommend 2.5 Pro, which is the smarter model, but it's also a bit slower. So I think in most cases, if you want something fast and just want to quickly brainstorm, I would recommend ChatGPT. But as I said, Gemini maybe is a bit better at. So what Gemini is very good at, if you provide it images or you provide it other kinds of data, maybe you want to talk to it or you want to do this kind of thing, it's really, really important really useful in that part. And even if you have Gemini on your phone, you can talk to it live, which means that. You can just brainstorm like with a real person. You can throw ideas around, it will respond to you. You can even stop it, say that, okay, this is not where I wanted to go. Um, Generally, I think the base knowledge of these LLMs is quite similar. Maybe today ChatGPT is the best because they just released 5.1. but maybe in 2 weeks, Google will release 3.0, Gemini 3.0, and maybe it will be better than everything. So that's why I recommend just trying to use at least these two for most of your cases and see which one do you like better and which one behaves better.